So, by now you have probably seen this spreadsheet, right? With the new items coming up tomorrow in global. In this video, I'm going to share some insights from the point of view of the Scout and Infiltrator. What can we expect from these items? So the first one, the daggers. Everyone is talking about the daggers because, well, the daggers look quite odd for this effect, but this effect is only applying to daggers, right? Where is the catch here? As Infiltrator, when we are wearing the bow on the main hand and we use poison dagger, the poison or the bow actually gets the poison effect, and the poison that we apply with the bow is using the base damage of the bow, so it's sticking by a lot. So if this is only taking into account whether or not you use poison dagger, this is going to be crazy, because it means that we will be hitting a strafing with Teben from a distance, applying poison ticks with the base damage of the bow, and on top of that, applying this new effect. This may result in a very high DPS, to the point that it may be broken. This is just theory crafting, it needs to be tested, but if it works like that way, this is going to be crazy. For the bow, we have a very good bow if we don't have Teben, because this one is better than Belentra. However, this effect over here, as discussed here, this guy was done both, and it's actually true what he's saying. As I explain here later, whenever we read something like increases the activation rate by 12% or increases whatever thing by a percentage, it always refers to apply that percentage, that new percentage, over the existing percentage. So in this case, this is just going to be 12% over the 16 base, and the existing base activation rate is 10 when you are using the mastery. So basically this is just 1.2%. As I explained here, for example, using the annihilator from Crossbow, it's the same. It reads as increases of hand double attack chance by 20%. And what's this mean? This doesn't mean that here, for example, this is going to be 47. It means that it's going to be a 20% of 27%, which is roughly 32, basically. Yeah, 32%, basically. So it's not 47, it's going to be 32. So that's the difference. This may be a tooltip error. This is not something we are not familiar with. We have other skills with tooltip errors. But if it is not, expect this only to be 1.2. And we get to the crossbow. And the crossbow is broken. I'm going to tell you from by now. The crossbow is quite broken if it works as it says here. For a bonus damage based build for a scout, you will not use this crossbow. You will still use Lucian, because you need the many hits from Lucian to make your bonus damage useful, right? But if you are a scout like me, boosting more your critical or your heavy attack, or even boosting more your weaken chance and apply more debuff, which eventually help you in the battle as well, this crossbow is crazy. Why? Because we can keep up 25 gale stacks all the time. Every second we have 25 gale stacks. It's quite easy to have this. It's doing some extra damage. We don't care about this. But this is the thing that makes it broken. It's reducing the movement speed by 100%, and this means that we are basically stun locking everyone. Because it's not a bind that you can dispel. It's just we are constantly applying this stack animation, let's say, and they will not be able to move. This is broken, right? I don't know if by the next week this will be fixed, but if it works this way, expect that they will add a cooldown here. Maybe apply the effect every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever. But as it is right now, it's broken because we can stun lock everyone. So basically. About the sets, I'm not going to talk about this one because it's for tanks. I'm not going to talk about this one. So basically, we have these two choices. And this one is a trap, in my opinion. People are talking about the critical damage and the heavy attack damage. I think this one is very bad. Remember that heavy attack damage only applies to the heavy portion of the attack. So it's not as big as it may seem initially. Instead, this one looks like a very interesting choice for both classes, for Scout and for Infiltrator. For Scout, as long as you are not using a bonus damage build, otherwise you will be using still the Brute Slayer. So why? Why this is interesting? For this effect, basically, the skill damage boost. So basically what we have here is, we need to compare what's better, this skill damage boost or the critical damage boost from Blood Hunter. And I have two builds over here in Questlog. One using Blood Hunter, the other using the Noble Wanderer set. So we compare the critical damage. This one is 54. This one is 63.8 plus 15. So it's 78.8% because we need to add the Blood Hunter stacks. And we compare the skill damage boost. So basically both have the same base because Questlog is back and it's not adding 80 here. It should have 80 more here. So basically what I'm doing is comparing the Wanderer set on melee range, at 15 meters, and on max range. And I'm getting this percentage and the critical damage percentage, the average base damage and the max damage, and I run the number using Gemini. I already closed it up, but thankfully I have a previous recording here, and this is the result. Okay, 8.2 is the Wanderer on max distance. B is Blood Hunter. This is half distance, and this is on melee range. As you can see, the Wanderer on max distance is the best, but it's not that much better, and you are not always on max distance. So at least for me, I'm going to keep using Blood Hunter. I think it's the better choice for both classes, Infiltrator and Scout. If we keep looking at the spreadsheet, we have accessories now. The earrings may be good if you are building evasion, because you get strength, evasion, critical and front evasion, so you get an interesting boost to evasion. But if you are not building evasion, I think the current ones are just better because they give us double stats. For example, this one are giving me dexterity and perception. So I think it's better than this. Again, this is up to debate, but for me, if I'm not building evasion, I will use just the one we have. The necklace, this one is quite strong. I mean, basically we have a necklace boosting critical damage or a necklace boosting heavy attack damage. So depending on your build, you will use one of the other. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to go for critical damage. So I will use this one because it's better than what we have right now. Right now, for example, I'm using this. Wisdom, heavy, critical hit, and mana cost efficiency. This one is just much better. More stats, attack speed, and critical damage. The belt, we have the Stew, the Mana Sprints, and the Curse Will belt, which both are good, but it's more about min-maxing a specific stat, because the truth is that we already have good belts. I mean, this one is good. Dexterity, hit, critical, attack speed. The Twisting Fate is good. Wisdom, perception, critical, and cooldown. So these two are more about min-maxing a specific stat. Especially this one. It's like I'm going all in on critical, and this one is giving me 340 extra critical, so it will be the choice. The bracelet, I'm very happy to be using the heroic bracelet. Why? Because we have a good legless. We have, depending if you want evasion, you have a good earring, otherwise you can use whatever you have right now. We have good belts. And we have very good rings. I'm going to talk about them right now. So the only missing piece is the bracelet. And the bracelet, this one doesn't really provide anything special. This one boosts evasion, but most likely you will not adding melee evasion. So, and this is only focused for heavy builds. So most likely you will consider either this or just the existing bracelets we have. So that bracelet over here, this new one, is not better than the evening tie. Dexterity, perception, heavy crit. It's not better than the royal bracelet. Dexterity, wisdom, critical bonus. It's not better than this one. Wisdom, strength, heavy bonus. So this is not really an improvement. It's more, again, about maximizing a specific stat, if any. But that's it. For PvE, of course, for PvE this is quite good because it's wisdom, dexterity, cooldown, and mana cost efficiency. So this is quite good for PvE. But for PvP, just the others are as good. And we get to the rings. And the rings, I'm sorry for the people using the heroic ring, but we have really good choices on the rings. So using the heroic ring right now seems like a waste. For critical damage, we have this one. Wisdom, dexterity, cooldown, and critical damage. And this one over here. Dexterity, perception, critical damage, and critical hit. Quite good. And for heavy builds, we have this one over here. Dexterity, strength, heavy attack damage, cooldown. And this one over here. Perception, attack speed, cooldown, and range, heavy attack chance. Of course, if you are using a scout using bonus damage, you don't care about the ring, because you still will be using the ones you are using right now, which will be the battleground ring and the other one boosting your bonus damage. But for infiltrator or for scout focusing on critical or heavy, we have very good choices over here. About the cape, as you saw, I'm using the heroic, so I don't really care about the new items, but this one is actually quite good, and in my opinion is better than the one that you are most likely using right now, which is the Hellfire Cloak, right? You most likely are using this one. Critical, attack speed, bonus, and critical damage. By using this one, you will have less critical damage, but overall you have better DPS with higher cooldown and with higher skill damage boost and higher attack speed actually. So this is it for this video. Just a quick overview about the new items that are coming up tomorrow and what do I expect from them. Especially the most interesting thing are the weapons. Let's see especially how the daggers and the crossbow work, because both seem quite broken. Especially, I was going to say especially the daggers, but I will say no, especially the crossbow. If it has this stun lock thing, this is going to be nerfed by the next week, probably. Thanks for watching, see you in the next